Good morning and welcome to the little apartment on the prairie. I've been trying to film this video since last night and I can't figure out how to say what I want to say. It doesn't come out right. I delete it. I try again. So I'm just going to talk. I'm probably going to be rambling. I just want to share some of my feelings about what's going on in the world right now, particularly with regard to this COVID-19 or the coronavirus. So it's been a little bit frustrating for me. I've had a lot of anxiety as I think we might be ramping up towards something really serious. There's been some frustration as a lot of people keep insisting it's not serious, including some friends of mine and people I like and respect. And they're saying things like, well, the flu is what we should be worried about. A lot more people die from the flu. And you know, I thought that at first too. But then I started looking at it critically and asking questions. Like, well, I saw this video on YouTube about it where somebody said, don't listen so much to what people say, but look at what they're doing. And so I looked at what the government's doing. When's the last time the United States government quarantines people, you know, not just suggested they stay home like they did when there were people who were exposed to Ebola, but forcibly quarantined them on military bases, and staying home and getting out wasn't an option. When's the last time our government did that? If you don't know, I'll tell you, because I know. It was the last time they did that for the flu, and I believe the last time they did it for anything, was in 1918 with what's now called the Spanish flu, and a lot of people died then. When's the last time our government airlifted people home from countries where there were a lot of flu cases? Well, never. I live in Nebraska, and a couple hours away from me at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, there's a biocontainment unit. It's made to treat patients with really highly contagious diseases. A couple of patients with Ebola were treated there a few years ago. And that was the first time the unit had ever been used. There's a documentary about it on YouTube. I'll see if I can find the link to it and leave it if anybody wants to watch, because it was interesting. But it was filmed a couple years ago, and it's about how they treated people with Ebola at this unit. And the staff at that hospital who were assigned to work on that unit had been practicing. They'd been having these drills for years to be ready to treat someone with a highly infectious disease, okay? So the first time they used that unit was for Ebola. It's never been used for flu patients. Right now, there are 11 patients who've tested positive for COVID-19 being treated there. So they don't do that for the flu, okay? They do it for things that are really serious like Ebola. Then look at other governments. When's the last time that China has locked down more than 50 million people? And I don't know. I can't answer that question. It's not something they do very often. It's not what they normally do when people get the flu. But I don't know if they've had that kind of quarantine for anything else. They haven't in the last, say, 30 years. But it may have happened, 50 years ago before I was alive, or 40 years ago, when I was 8 years old. I didn't pay attention to international news. Well, Iran is doing the same thing. Vietnam is doing the same thing. Italy's doing the same thing. They don't do that for the flu. So you can tell that the way our government and the governments of other countries are reacting, they don't think it's like the flu, and they don't think it's less serious than the flu. They're treating it like it's a lot more serious and at great expense. Airlifting home people who'd been exposed or might have been exposed, and in the case of those 14 patients from Japan that were on that cruise ship, our government flew them home. After they tested positive, they put them on a plane with people who had tested negative, told the people who had tested negative that nobody who tested positive would be on the plane, which turned out to be a lie. And the people who tested negative didn't find that out until they were already in the air. But do you know what it cost our government to fly home 14 highly infectious patients? It cost a whole lot. They would only do that for something that they think is a big deal. Do you know what it's doing to the economies of China and other countries to shut down whole cities. I mean, it's really expensive. And they wouldn't do that for something that's not a big deal. So all that's to say, I think it's a big deal. I know not everyone agrees. There's some frustration for me when people, I don't know. You know how we like people to agree with us. I mean, everyone does. I do too. It's frustrating when people don't. It's frustrating when friends don't do what you think they ought to do. And maybe I should put that in the first person. Hi, Whiskers. It's frustrating for me when I think I know what a friend should do and they don't do it. And I realize there's some arrogance there to assume that I know better than they do what would be the right thing for them to do. Or to assume that I'm right even if lots of other people are wrong. And I don't want to be arrogant. And I'm concerned for the safety of some friends. And that's an issue too, but we can couch it as saying, well, I'm just concerned for their safety when that's true, but there's still that. Also, I'm mad because they won't listen to me and believe I'm right. So I'm being really honest here. I want my friends to be okay. I want the whole world to be okay, but the whole world's not okay. The whole world, I don't think the whole world's ever been okay. And the whole world's never going to be all okay. I want the people I care about to be okay. At least. Hi, Whiskers. Yes, you're going to be okay. We have lots of cat food for you. You will be fine. Plus, you're going on a diet, so you don't even need that much cat food. But we have a good supply of weight control and hairball control formula cat food. She's starting her diet. She doesn't know it. She's starting it as soon as the current bowl of cat food is empty, which will occur later today. She just doesn't know it. She also doesn't know Sassy is now sneaking up and sniffing her butt. Okay, so I want people to be okay. I want people to be safe. I want to be okay and I want to be safe. But I want people I care about to be okay and to be safe. Oh my gosh, Sassy is washing Whiskers' butt. And she has a disgusted look on her face. Sassy does, not Whiskers. Well, I mean, I guess I would look disgusted if I was licking a cat's butt too. Okay. They are entertaining, at least. So if you have pets, have a good supply of pet food for them. Make sure when you're stocking up for emergency stuff, whether it's this virus or something else, that you think about your pets. Sassy, move. So I guess I just want to say, I hope my friends will be safe. I don't want to alarm people unnecessarily, but I think that it makes sense to be concerned. I'm concerned. I want my friends to be concerned. I want people to take steps to protect themselves before it's too late. And I think the time of it being too late may be swiftly approaching. And it's better, I guess, to be safe than sorry in many cases. It's better to be prepared. And if nothing happens with this virus, then so what? You've got some extra medicine on hand for when you need it. You've got, batteries for the next time your power goes out from a storm. You don't have to buy cat food next month because you bought some extra this month. There's not much of a downside to being prepared, but there's a pretty big downside to being unprepared. So please take steps to prepare yourself and stay safe, friends.